In the heart of a small, quaint village named Prithviganj, nestled within the lush green landscapes of southern India, stood a majestic banyan tree. This tree was not merely an ordinary tree, it was a colossal, ancient giant, believed to be over 1,000 years old. The villagers affectionately called it Kalpavriksha, after the mythical wish-fulfilling tree from Hindu mythology. Its sprawling branches spread out in every direction, creating a vast canopy that provided shade and shelter to all who sought refuge under it. The banyan tree's origins were steeped in legend. It was said that a wandering sage named Rishi Vishwanath, during his travels, planted the tree as a sapling. The sage had been moved by the suffering he saw around him and wanted to leave behind something that would provide continuous shelter and solace to the villagers. With blessings and a silent prayer, he planted the sapling in the heart of the village and promised that it would grow to be a protector and provider. Generations passed, and the banyan tree grew, its roots extending and intertwining to form natural pillars, creating an almost cathedral-like structure. Its aerial roots reached down from the branches to the ground, forming new trunks, and its lush green canopy became a natural umbrella against the scorching sun and the torrential rains. Underneath this tree, life thrived. It became the village's central gathering spot, a place where elders shared stories and wisdom, children played and laughed, and travelers rested. It was here that many village ceremonies were held, from weddings to festivals. The tree stood as a silent witness to countless vows and celebrations, its leaves rustling softly as if whispering blessings. One particularly hot summer, when the sun was at its fiercest and the earth had cracked from the drought, the banyan tree's true magic revealed itself. The river that fed the village had dried up, and the wells had nearly gone barren. The crops withered, and the villagers were on the brink of despair. They gathered under the banyan tree, hoping to find solace and perhaps a miracle. An old woman named Amma, revered for her wisdom and kindness, stepped forward. Her silver hair glinted in the dappled sunlight filtering through the tree's canopy. She placed her gnarled hands on the tree's thick trunk and began to chant ancient prayers. The villagers watched in silent awe, their hope hanging by a thread. As Amma chanted, a gentle breeze stirred the leaves of the banyan tree. The rustling grew louder, and soon the ground beneath the tree began to tremble. Slowly, miraculously, water started to seep from the tree's roots. The villagers gasped in disbelief as the trickle became a steady stream. It was as if the banyan tree had tapped into an underground river, bringing life back to the parched land. The villagers quickly fashioned channels to direct the precious water to their fields and homes. The crops began to revive, and the wells filled up. Joy and gratitude spread through the village like wildfire. The banyan tree had once again proven to be their protector and provider. Years passed, and the story of the banyan tree's miracle spread far and wide. Pilgrims and curious travelers began to visit Prithviganj to witness the tree and hear its story. Each visitor left with a sense of peace and wonder, believing they had touched something divine. In the midst of this, life in the village continued to revolve around the banyan tree. It was a constant, unwavering presence in their lives. New generations grew up hearing the tales of its miracles and playing in its shade. It became a living symbol of resilience and hope. One monsoon season, however, the village faced an unprecedented storm. The winds howled like furious spirits, and the rain poured down in relentless sheets. The villagers huddled in their homes, praying for the safety of their families and their beloved banyan tree. When the storm finally subsided, they emerged to find devastation all around. Houses were damaged, crops were destroyed, and the banyan tree, their ancient guardian, had suffered. One of its largest branches had broken and lay sprawled on the ground. The sight brought tears to many eyes. Determined not to let their protector fall, the villagers came together to tend to the tree. They carefully removed the fallen branch and treated the wounds of the tree with herbal concoctions. Prayers and rituals were performed, and over time, the banyan tree began to heal. In a testament to its resilience, the tree sprouted new branches where the old ones had broken off, and its roots grew even stronger. The banyan tree, much like the village it sheltered, had weathered another storm and emerged even more robust. Today, the banyan tree of Prithviganj stands taller and mightier than ever. It continues to be a place of gathering, a source of inspiration, and a symbol of enduring strength. Its leaves whisper stories of the past, its branches cradle the future, and its roots hold firm the bonds of the community. Under its vast canopy, life goes on, filled with the promise of protection and the magic of 1,000 years.